Hello and welcome back. Today we have another Q&A. I think it is number 8, and here I answer some questions from the comments or emails that I got that I wasn't able to respond directly, and so I collected them. And today it was about RFID copier and a question about the FA-3 and WB-SG2, the new bigger models. And I already did a little tear down, but really quick. So people ask some high resolution pictures, so I will do that. And yeah, also for the Raiden, I put here noise reduction because the power supply was super loud. And I made a very complicated system for that because I couldn't use the normal PWM controller because it was 24 volts, but it was also not really 24. And some of the 24 volts models you would have broken if you use that because it's almost 29 volts that the fan is running on, so that is a lot. So I found a 48 volts model. So we're gonna do that. My Juntech is still there. It is terrible the way it's placed. I made external reference for that. It was 50 megahertz, but I think I took the wrong point where I injected it. So partly it was still running on the old oscillator. I think it is using a multi-layer PCB, and I think I missed something there. So that is what I still need to do. If you are a vintage lover, there will be coming a lot of nice things. I have a super old phone. I'm just gonna clean that and maybe try to make it ring. It's from 64. I have a very nice coils resistant box. It is a whetstone bridge, and we need to find out if it still works, but it is in a very nice box. Also, I have 3 little voltage meters. These are really classicals for the radio makers in the past. And I found a few. I just bought them as I said. So I was lucky to find those. And this is I think it is kind of famous, the Western. Only I know the Western 155, and it looks like this. But those are from the US, and this is a Western, but it comes from Berlin, and I didn't know that. But maybe they also had the factory in Europe, and so we need to look at that. And I have here a Cambridge Instruments, and it is a DC range box. I'm not sure yet what it exactly is. I did find very little documentation, and it was also again on Richard radios. He has a lot of nice vintage. So, oh yeah, and a review from the full LCD multimeter. I just bought it for fun because yeah, when you're gonna have full LCD, no knob to turn. Let's see how that works. Oh, it already says 23 degrees Celsius, so it has a temperature meter. So we're gonna play a little bit with that. Not today, but that is all coming. Also, I want to show you a little bit the difference between this 10 megahertz distribution amplifier, but this is actually a square wave. So this is actually a trigger amplifier, but now it's a square wave distribution amplifier. And I also ordered one that is really made for 10 megahertz. So that is actually a 10 megahertz distribution amplifier, and that has the bandpass. So this one really works from 0, so DC, up to 200 megahertz. And I'm using them because they are just cheaper. And the Fieldtech really needed the square wave also for external reference. So I use these. These are cheaper, but they also was playing sometimes with this little 10 megahertz bandpass filter, and I saw it was a lot cleaner because here, of course, you get harmonics because there is no filtering. Because it is very normal that if you have 10, you also have at 30. Well, this goes up to 200, so we will have a few harmonics. But it's all fine. I don't see any problems with my devices. But I also wanted the clean signal, so I also ordered one of those, and we can compare those with the spectrum analyzer right there. So the questions. So first question is from Frank, and Frank said, "Yeah, I like your review teardown from the newer versions, the FA-2 frequency counter and the WB-SG2 from BG7 TBL, the wideband signal generator." He said, "I like it. You open it, but we didn't have a real good view at the PCBs," and he was right. So I will open them, and also the older versions, the SG1 and the FA2, so you can really see the difference. I will make some high resolutions pictures, and you will find that down below. And also I had a question from a friend channel. I'm also subscribed to his channel, and it's Audiophile Vintage. And well, his name will say enough, I think. He has some nice stuff. But he said sometimes I need some real power supply. I need real power. And I saw that you have this Raiden, the RD6018. So if you want power, this is well, 1080 watts. So it's enough. And the power supply inside was 1200, but it was very noisy. So I have this modification. I will place it, and then also we're gonna see the rental. He wants to see if it was very noisy. Of course, with this audio stuff, it cannot be too noisy. I did some load test, but it was with my Kunkin, and the Kunkin is switched DC electronic load. So then you are not sure if you're looking at the noise of your load, in this case the Kunkin, or really the noise of the power supply. So I will need to find the big resistor and do some load testing on that. So I will do that when I do that modification. So I hope you're a bit patient for that. And another question was from Luke. And Luke is from the Netherlands, I think. And he asked a question about the RFID copier. That's is this device. He said it didn't come with software. I didn't do a review yet, but I think I mentioned in one of my other Q&A or in my other what is coming. And it's actually quite nice because you can copy your RFID cards. We have one for the garbage, and well, I just copy it onto one of my keychain. Of course, I keep it private because it is connected to my name. But it just then I don't lose my card, so it's pure for my own use. But you can copy other things, and you need to think for what you actually want to use it. I'm not sure it is all legal, so it depends what you use it for. You know. But he said the software, it didn't came with it, and I will show you how, because it is USB. If you start it up in a certain way, it actually acts as a USB disk, and then you can take the software from it. So I will show that, and it's actually quite nice. It's useful. So I will show that on the computer. Okay, here is the RFID copier. It can do 10 frequencies, and it comes with one pack of cards for 125 kilohertz, and it comes with a type A and also 125 kilohertz batches and a USB cable. You need to put little batteries. I put some cheap ones in. And how does it work? Well, it actually works very simple. You switch it on. You can see the version number 300. You get the disclaimer. Be careful what you copy. Okay. And you have here the little back button that goes to the menu. Here you can select the language, well, English or Chinese. That's good. You have some system information, which is the serial number and the version number. And well, here in the back, you put the card. So if you have a badge, you just put the badge somewhere in the middle here. And if you have a card, I have a card here, you just put it like this. So how does it work? Well, this is an actual card, so I will just hide a little bit the number. Here you have the types of patches you can do, so you can switch it over. If you are not sure, you just push the scan button instead of the read button. So I don't know, so I just put my card in the back. I will do scan, and it will automatically detect. Well, it says it's a type A, and it already found the number. Then you need to know this is the type A, and this is the 125 Hertz here. So I just get one of these because this is also type A. Well, if you're not sure which one you need, you just put it in the bottom, you type a scan, and you see it says type A. This one I put in the bottom, I scan, and it says it's a 125. The cards that came with it are 125, only they are empty, so it doesn't seem they work. So what I do, I hold it a little bit in the light, I can see the chip is here. So with the top, so probably if I read or scan, it will do a failure because yeah, it fails. So it looks like the card is not good, but it is working. They're just empty. So this one is also 125. So what I do is hold it in the bottom. I type scan. It has a code. When I put it now in the back and I put right, it says successfully. So if I now put it back and I do a scan, it detects. So they do work, but they are empty. So it seems you would maybe expect that it would output a lot of zeros and say what kind of card it is, but it doesn't. So these are 125s and they do work. Here I bought another type A and another 25. These were already programmed, but you can just override them. So don't think your cards are broken because they're probably not. So now I'm going to copy my card. So, disclaimer, yes, I do scan. Here it is. Put one of my badges, put the right button, done. And if I read, I do a scan. It did take, oh, it fails now. What is it? There it is. So now these are the same. That's how it works. How you connect to the computer. So the software is actually in this machine, but it is a bit tricky how to find it, and it took me some time before I found out. So what you do, you just plug this in your USB. You put that in the computer. So I will do that. And then you switch it on. You wait. Now you see this message and you don't push OK. You need to wait. And as you can see, my computer already detected before the software. And now you see it opened a memory stick. So now it is open. And now you can just copy it to your desktop. And if you now push OK, it will close automatically the USB drive. Then sometimes it says it's not connected. And what I do then is just I switch it off. I switch this one off. Then I switch it back on again. Push OK. And then you wait. And if you then start the software, it works. But you only need to use the computer with the software if your card is encoded. But then you probably also need to think, do I really want to copy this card? Because there is probably a reason that it is coded. But let's say you still decide that you want to do that, then you can use the software, and I will start it. So first thing you do, switch it on, wait for the message, click OK, and now you wait like 10 seconds, and you start the software. And then here in the bottom you can see it's connected. Here in the bottom you can see it's connected. And I think what you need to do is first put the card in the bottom, and then you click the start button, and then you see it is trying to decode it. Well, this one was not coded, and now it says in the display decoding successful, write to the card. So now I get my card or my key, put it on the bottom, and I do the write button.
Card purchase, please call.
Now it says your UID write failed, but the data write was successful. Well, that makes sense because it was not coded. But this is how that works. So, Lika, I hope that answered your question. And we go to the next question. That is the close-ups of the generator and the frequency counter. From the top, they look very similar as we saw also in the review. But now let's have a look on the other side. On the bottom, they actually look the same. The only difference I can see is that they put extra feet here, but it is for the support because it is loose on this side. And the date is newer. This is a 2019. This is the 2020. But they both have the same coding. It just says that it's a SSG. All the same for this too. The top, the main board, looks exactly the same. Not too much difference there. So we are going to flip them over. Well, at the bottom we do see a difference because the generator one, the SG1, had a lot more components here. And here, and you see here, there is a lot less occupied. Maybe because most of the output is arranged in the other channel with the additional circuit board. And then it was not needed to occupy this, and they saved money. If you look here, there's a lot more occupied. And actually, I saw the same between the FA. Here you see the same. This is the newer version, less occupied than here. They just found a way to save some money there. So Frank, if you want to see a little bit more detail, then look at my description. I put there the detailed photos in a zip file, and you can download. Uh, yeah, audio file vintage. I'm sorry, I need to do that another time, but I will do that when I also put the temperature controller in, and then we can do it all in one video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.